مساء الخير أعزائي المشاهدين، وحلقة جديدة من الحلقات الخاصة للانتخابات الأمريكية لعام 2024. هنكمل الحلقات ومعانا النهاردة ضيفنا النهاردة مرشح للكونجرس عن المنطقة 38 أو ديستريكت 38. هقول السيتيز دلوقتي، فلو انت عايش في المناطق دي في السيتي دي لازم تتابع الحلقة النهاردة وتعرف مين اللي مرشح نفسه عنك في المنطقة بتاعتك. طبعا زي ما بنقول كل مرة، ده مش معناه خالص ان انت ترشح اللي احنا جايبينه، لا، احنا حاولنا وبعتنا الانفيتيشن لكل المرشحين نفسهم، سواء كانوا من الحزب الجمهوري او الديمقراطي، واللي وافق هو اللي طبعا تشرفنا بيه ورحب بالفكره وجه وعمل الانترفيو معانا. طبعا بنشكرهم جدا ان هم فعلا فضوا وقتهم من الكامبين بتاعهم وادولنا وقت النص ساعه دي عشان يعرفوا الكوميونتي العربي بيهم. فالنهارده لو انت من السيتي دي لازم تتفرج على الحلقه. النهارده هيكون معايا إريك شينج، وهو مرشح للكونجرس عن الدايرة 38 في كاليفورنيا. فممكن برضو تكتب الزيب كود بتاعك في الويب سايت وتشوف انت تبع انهي ديستريكت، ولو انت تبع الديستريكت 38 يبقى النهارده المرشح اللي معايا هو اللي مترشح عن منطقتك. السيتي اللي هقولها دلوقتي هي اللي جوه الديستريكت دي، زي والنت، دايموند بار، رولاند هايتس، لاهابرا هايتس، لاهابرا، ويتشر، مونتبيلو، روز هيلز، بيكو ريفيرا، لا بوينتي، بارت اوف داوني and هاسيندا هايتس. زي ما بقول انت برضو ممكن تخش وتعمل سيرش على الزيب كود بتاعك وتعرف انت في انهي ديستريكت، ولو لقيت نفسك في الديستريكت 38 يبقى اللي معايا النهارده هو اللي مرشح نفسه عن الكونجرس، لان زي ما قلنا في فرق، في بيرشح نفسه عن الدايره دي للفيدرال للكونجرس، وفي بيرشح نفسه للستيت سينات. فضيفي النهارده هو الكونجرس، بيرشح نفسه عن الكونجرس عن المنطقه دي. هيكون معايا النهارده وهيشرفني الكانديديت او اللي مرشح نفسه للكونجرس إريك شينج، هنبتدي الانترفيو ويا ريت تستفيدوا منه النهارده. So good evening, Eric.
Good evening. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you. So today we have a special guest, Eric Ching, a candidate running for the U.S. House of Representatives for District 38 in California. So thank you, Eric, for being here today. Eric is a current member of Walnut City Council and has served as a mayor and council member. He brings a wealth of experience and a strong commitment to conservative values. Welcome, Eric.
Thank you. So let me tell you a little bit about Walnut.
Yeah.
I've been serving on the council for almost 12 and a half years now. Started in 2012.
Years. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
2012 is when I first got elected.
Yeah.
And then due to our committed work, our city, if you drive in my city, you will not find any pothole. No pothole.
We were talking about
no graffiti, no trash, beautiful parks, a very safe community, top 1% school in our country, and best of all, we have over 200% in reserve. Oh. That means if we don't have any tax dollars, our city can operate 2 years, no problem.
Wow.
So I don't think you can find that in any city.
Yeah, I trust you because this is my neighbor city. I live in Diamond Bar.
Yes.
So I know Walnut is a great city. We really like Walnut. And our school, the best school is Walnut Valley School District. Yeah,
although we compete sometimes.
Yeah, we compete with Diamond Bar, but still in the same district, like school district, right?
Yes.
It's the same school district.
Yes.
Yeah, you're doing great. I know the district is doing, the city is doing great in Walnut, and you were a mayor over there, right?
Yes, I served twice as mayor, 3 times mayor pro tem.
Oh, okay. So, Eric, you have had significant impact on your community, of course, in Walnut. Can you start by telling us a bit about your journey in public service and what inspired you to run for Congress?
Sure. Like I said, I first started in 2012. At that time, it was not in my plan to run for any office. I was just an ordinary citizen. I was just a normal guy, and then I do care about my communities. But at that time, 3 days before the filing deadline, the mayor or council member, former mayor, came to my house or say, Eric, you should run for office.
Wow.
And in my heart, I was thinking, he must be crazy. And he said, well, while you're thinking about it, just go pull the papers.
Okay.
I went to the city hall, pulled the papers. To my shocking, it was about 3 inches thick.
Oh.
I said, wow, how do I even begin to fill out this? He said, don't worry about it. Just spend a few hours, fill it out. I'm going to have a secretary help you out.
Okay.
So once
3 days before the due date?
Yes, 3 days before the filing deadline.
Okay.
So I filled it out. He said, well, since you filled it out, you can turn it. You don't want to run, it's okay. So I guess I was tricked into filing the papers. I went in very last day at 3 p.m.
Oh.
I always think that he will be my running mate because we're seeking for 3 council members.
Right.
So the next morning when I woke up, he didn't turn in his papers.
Oh.
So I was 1 out of 7. So, well, I came back down, so I better run. Okay. So the first time I ran, I lost about 20 pounds because every day I would be walking, knocking doors. I didn't know what I was doing.
Wow.
But the first time I ran, I won by 32 votes.
Wow, that's amazing.
And then fast forward to this year. It also wasn't in my life plan to run for Congress.
Okay.
The reason why I run was because I received signal from Lord. Let me tell you a little bit about that.
But this time you decide to run.
Correct.
Yes.
Actually, I decided to run last time 2022.
Oh, okay.
That was my first time.
Okay.
I won primary.
Oh.
And this time I was won primary as a second place.
Yes.
Last time, same thing.
Yes.
So during my life, I had many challenges. In fact, from July of 2017, for 4.5 years, I had experienced 25 people die around me.
Oh.
First to die was my wife, my
so
uncles,
sorry.
and my best friends. You just name them. Just seemed like everywhere I turned my head, people start dying. So during that time, I have a very deep soul searching, and I was thinking, is there a God? Do you exist? Actually, God sent me a love letter to me. That's why I'm running. Okay. So let me tell you about that story.
That's a great story.
So I was mayor between 2016 and 17.
Yeah.
So my wife, July 19th, 2017, we actually went to have a lunch with a friend. And then after lunch, I did not want to come home early because LA traffic. So my wife and I decided to just kind of go hang around in the area.
Yeah.
And we walked into a car dealership, saw a brand new car. Wow, nice car. So we decided to take that car, trade her car in, and took that car that day.
Oh, wow.
She crashed the car, the new car, very next day on the 60 freeway, shut down the whole freeway. Very big accident, brand new car.
So sorry.
So after she passed away, a few people in politics want to use her death to hurt me. So to me, that was beyond human decency.
Of course.
So that got me pretty angry. So August 16th, the day I was angriest. So that day, when I was brushing my teeth, I decided to take revenge on a few people. So as I was brushing my teeth, a voice said, "Get out of the bathroom." Yeah. To my shock, who's talking to me?
Okay.
So I follow the voice. I walk out the bathroom. That voice tells me to go to my master's bedroom. I went there, and I saw her Bible study binder. When she passed away, I opened that binder many times. This is within a month after she passed away. It was just an ordinary Bible study binder. There was nothing to it.
Yeah.
But that day when I opened, I saw a letter with her own handwriting.
Oh.
It says, "Open this letter on August 16, 2017, on the exact day." Wow.
Oh, wow.
I can show you that letter in due date.
Wow.
So to my shock, I never seen that letter before. So I opened it. I believe that letter was her homework assignment for Bible study. So,
Yeah.
although shocked, I read the letter. I believe, the message I received is God asked me to have love in my heart.
Yeah.
I didn't have any love in my heart that day.
Yeah.
So, shocked, but I put that aside. The whole day still planning on how to revenge. When I went home, her girlfriend from church called me. She didn't even have my phone number because I will not be talking to her girlfriend at church. She said, "Something bad is going to happen today if I don't talk to you."
Oh.
She didn't even know why. She said, "I need to talk to you." So, okay. I let her talk for about an hour and a half. It took 50% of my anger away. Still angry, right?
Yeah.
12:30, before I went to bed, I opened the Bible. Immediately I saw this. It was in the Romans. God says, "Do not take revenge, for revenge is mine." I said, "Whoa,
Wow.
you're talking to me." So you can see I'm start trembling. You're talking to me.
Yeah.
So, when you experience your loved ones die, especially 25 people in a short period of time, it will completely change you.
Right.
So during that time, I soul search and I see many people suffer. During my years as a council member, I do help many people.
Yeah.
And because I suffer, I understand how they suffer.
Yes.
And then nowadays, when you're a victim, you can almost guarantee you cannot find a government agency who want to help you. For example, I have a victim of car accident or death or due to violence and things like that. I cannot find any government agency can give them money support, financial or anything.
Right.
With the perpetrator will get free lawyer, is sometimes reduced sentence.
Okay.
To me, that was unfair.
Yes.
So this time, 2022, I received a message. So I'm not really running Eric Ching for Congress campaign. When you see my business card, it says you first. I said, Lord, I see this message. Do you want me to run for Congress? Do you want me to do this in politics? If you do, give me a signal. For weeks, he didn't tell me anything. Okay. So I've been praying. And when one day I said, Lord, I don't have much time. If you want me to do this, I do want to have a signal. And boom, he gave it to me, you first. And that means I have to put Lord first and put people's interest first.
Oh.
So when I become a Congress member, my goal is to serve people, serve and protect.
Yes.
And that's all I want to do.
Right. Oh, this is an amazing story. And I'm so sorry for losing your wife.
So now my dry family, it's only my brother and my 2 daughters.
Oh.
You can see my family members. I don't have my dad, I don't have mom. I lost my sister just this April.
Oh.
So, but that made me realize there is a place, I do have purpose, right? That's why God had me here still working.
Yes.
So I better do as he said.
Yeah. Oh. It's like, I don't know what to say, like, it's a sad story, but it's a very encouragement story. Like, you hear God's voice always.
Yes.
Yes.
I heard his voice.
Yes. That's amazing.
Or else, I'm not crazy enough to run for Congress. Yeah, Congress is not an easy job.
Yes.
My first time in 2022, I got into 2 lawsuits.
Oh. I
get stopped at airports for no reason. I was audited for my financial for 6 years of my finance, and then I got threatened phone calls from the people higher up in politics.
Oh.
In fact, let me tell you that story. So when I first registered to run for office, this is within half an hour. You can do it on the computer, right?
Okay.
So I received a phone call within 30 minutes. This person is somebody higher up in the politics. He said, Eric, we're disappointed you're running for this office.
Oh.
I guess they have somebody else in mind.
Oh.
So Eric, we're going to come attack you. That's what he said to me.
Oh, wow.
In fact, he already told other people in politics that he's going to come and destroy me.
Oh.
So I said, wow, it's only been half an hour.
Yeah.
News travel really fast. So I said, when God calls,
Yes.
I will not stop until he tells me so.
That's amazing.
But since I'm a Christian, I will not counterattack. So good luck to you.
Yeah.
So then I got into so many troubles of lawsuits and, you name it. Yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, Eric, one issue that very important to many of our viewers is parental rights.
Yes.
Can you share your views on parental rights and what change or protections you believe are necessary at the federal level?
Yes, I believe school is to teach kids how to operate in society to be successful. I think there are certain things has to leave to the parents. For example, sex education and things like that. Because parent is the ultimate person responsible, right?
Yes, right.
And then how come they're not teaching, emphasize on STEM? Science, technology, electronic, engineering, and then mathematics. Because that's going to propel kids in society.
Right.
But if you take some of the things away from parents, I just don't think that's right. For example, now they're pushing this sex education, castration and things like that. So what if something happened to kids? Who's going to be responsible? Obviously, the school or the government will not be responsible. So I think
they don't care.
They don't care. So I think that ultimate responsibility goes with the parents.
Yes, but they are trying to take it away from parents.
Yes, I also a friend of mine. He has his kids in high school, and one of the classmates saying that I have too much pressure in this classroom. So the teacher said, "Okay, you don't have to turn any homework, no pressure," and he will get a passing grade. How is that kid going to turn out good when you don't have to do any work?
Correct.
So that's hurting our kids, our future generations.
Yeah, they are focusing in other material now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in our country, when you compete with other countries, kids from other countries, we cannot even compete. We're ranking very low.
Yeah.
So I think many things that, I think that Parents should teach moral,
Of course.
some things has to leave for the parents.
So education is a very big topic right now. So how do you propose balancing parental rights with the need for school to provide comprehensive education?
Yes, some certain things, just like I said, if it's not school's responsibility, don't touch it. Leave to the parents.
Yeah.
So I want to say, for those moral sexual education, leave to the parents.
Yes.
Kids' well-being, leave to the parents.
Yes. And how do you plan to ensure that parents have more transparency and control over their children's school curriculums?
I think nowadays, the state has too much power, especially in California. They're passing laws and left and right, taking away parental rights.
Yes.
When I get to Congress, I want to see if there's a way that, in the federal level, that we can say, because kids also have human rights as well.
Yes.
Right? They need to be protected.
Yes.
So if you're passing laws to hurt kids or hurt parents, I think there ought to be some consequences. So by doing that, hopefully we can stop, certain things that the state's doing.
Yes. So, do you have a specific plan to do that, or?
I kind of have, because I do think as a public, as an official, you have certain responsibility. You should have also consequences of things you do to hurt people.
Yes.
So I think by going towards that line, hopefully I will get a few consensus that maybe you could do something about that.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go to a different subject, because we can speak about parental rights all day. So how do you plan to address economic challenges in your district and support local businesses and job creation?
Sure, not just my district. It is nowadays very difficult to do business. For example, hundreds of restaurants, or if not thousands, throughout the state is closing.
Yes.
Chevron is thinking about moving. Elon Musk is going to move his business.
Yeah.
The reason why is it's a business, even though they're not in my district, but I think this is, across California.
Yes.
You're making business very difficult to operate. For example, high inflation. So, now we don't have too many manufacturing jobs. So in order to promote manufacturing job, you got to make sure that they have a good environment. Make sure that your policies are very stable. Make sure you have low inflation. Make sure that goods can continue to come. Right?
Yeah, because
so
small businesses now has no choice, has no place.
There is a very high bar to open a restaurant or any business, because when you have minimum wage that high, so that means even without one customer, you have to have a certain amount of overhead. Because I used to be a business owner and also run hundreds of millions of business as a corporate officer.
Okay.
So I understand how to do business. Business just need a stable environment. For example, now the state also wanted to push affordable housing.
Yes.
So one hand is you have so many environmental policies, and you cannot get your supplies. You can get cheap labor. So how can you have affordable housing?
Yes,
so the state, when they pass those laws, they don't have forward thinking.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think we need to go back to basics. We got to get rid of some legislations, some laws.
Yes.
And also we got to get rid of some politicians in order to bring it back and then reduce inflation.
Yes, true. That's true. So, okay, let's go to a different question.
Sure.
So, what are your views on healthcare, healthcare reform, and how do you propose to make healthcare more accessible and affordable for families?
My healthcare, I used to pay $300-400 for myself.
Yeah. Well, nowadays, no.
A few years ago, before Obamacare. But now, I pay about almost $1,200. I get no service still. Yeah. And every time I go, I still pay the copay, high copay. Yeah. So what's going on? So I think what's happening is when you have too many people rely on this, and then, if the system's not do it correctly, some will take advantage. For example, if you say because of income, your situation, you pay very minimum, and then sometimes this often will also lead to abuse. I have seen patients, or they go to the hospital, and then some things not necessary because of all the system or the system. Doctors or hospital need to make money or something. They will just give them more treatments they don't need. And yesterday I was with a doctor. He said in the past when they do an X-ray scan, they get maybe $20, $40. Now the insurance will only pay him $8. He said that's not even enough for him to cover that.
Of course.
But who got out of it? Insurance, off the top will take 15%. All the bureaucracies and all the layers will end up. The doctors don't want to do it, and then if you take so many layers, you're not going to have a good health care. So I think we got to have
reform that.
Although, I'm not an expert in that, but I know business is you got to take away a few layers in order to make it work.
Yeah, and now there is a tax penalty if you don't have insurance for California. If you don't have health insurance, you will have to pay a tax penalty when you file your taxes. So how can they afford the health insurance? So most of people, they told me, because I'm a tax person, so they told me, okay, we're paying the penalty because we cannot afford the health insurance.
Even though we cannot afford, right? But our Governor Newsom, want to invite everybody who want abortion, but we're paying for it.
Yes.
Why, if we cannot afford it, why are you, asking people to come?
For free,
we pay for everything,
for medical.
Not just that person who's having the procedure, but her family, her hotel, all the traveling expenses.
Exactly.
You're talking about, is it a vacation or is it a procedure?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
So that leads me to another question, what is your views on immigration and what's going on now from the border and close the border? So what's your views?
My view on immigration is this, is we should have a wide open door for legal immigration.
Correct.
Right? But illegal immigration, we should totally shut it down.
Of course.
I had to wait over 10 years to come here. I did everything legally. I have not filed for any benefit or seek any benefit because I knew when I came over here, I need to contribute back to our country.
Yes.
And I have done that. Since I was 18, I worked as a dishwasher. I worked my way up, and I owned a business after that. I owned a business for many years.
Okay.
I need to contribute. I'm not here to take things. I'm here to contribute. That's the only way we can make it better. So now you see many undocumented come over. Sure, we understand we have a compassion, but there is a breaking point. Yes. I think our society is already at the breaking point. You look at many communities, and when these people come over, where do you want them to sleep? They have to eat every day. They have to have a roof, everything. So I think it's very irresponsible to have an open border when you don't have a good policy to take care of them.
Yes.
I think that's a human right violation.
Yes, that's true. Okay, thank you for that. So what are the main priority of your campaign and how do you plan to address them if elected? Yes,
I believe there's only two main functions of government.
Okay.
Serve and protect.
Okay.
So serve meaning that, a politician is not the boss. God is on top, people, they're above us. So that's why I say the campaign is you first. We want to make sure that we take care of them first to the best we can. The example I gave was my city, right? For 8 years now, I didn't even have a secretary to work for me. The reason why is if I can do something to serve, why should I have all the benefit? Because I'm here to serve. Everybody's.
Yeah.
It's above me, right?
Yes.
So serve and protect. How about protection when you're talking about safety?
Yes.
So how can you let criminals now in California take $950 of your position and then without any consequences?
Correct.
That will lead to more. So serve and protect. I think those things. I think we should get agreement on both sides, and then that's something I will start with.
Yeah. By you're saying protect. How is that will work?
Okay, protection. Now we have many crimes, right? Many crimes are gang related or economic crime.
Yes.
So if those two, that's actually fall into federal jurisdiction.
Right.
So by having federal government to give more resources, if local government don't want to prosecute, federally we can prosecute. I think we can shut down and then say, hey, if you're criminal, you're doing this thing, you're a gang member, then you have consequences. I think that's going to deter a lot of people.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's true.
In fact, in my city, we have developed a very high-tech system. In fact, I proposed the system. So if a car has been involved in some kind of crime, and then that crime is registered in a national database, so that car, as soon as it comes in, we will know within 3 seconds. In fact, last week, we had a report, a car was involved in some crime. Came to our city within 3 seconds, we know. 10 seconds, we sent to the patrol car. In fact, that guy was caught in my city.
Oh, wow.
So you want to deter criminals. We want to tell them, when you commit crime, you're going to face consequences. Don't do it.
That never happened in any cities, even my city.
Well,
And
we
we're
have it in
neighbor.
our city.
Okay, so we plan if we do an accident, we'll do it in Walnut.
Yes, please move. You're welcome to come in and move to our city.
It's a great city. I have
Yes.
to admit that I agree. Like, yeah, I didn't know you were a mayor, but I love this city. I can see the improvement day after day in this city. Yes, okay. So that's great, Eric. So what is your long-term vision for your district and for the country?
Yes, you see now you have two extremes. You have right and a left. And since any subject, even with a common sense, like what I say, safety, economy, and all these subjects, that we should have agreement. They're not agreeing.
Yeah.
So I think we need to get back and to see what it's important. So if you focus on that, I think there should be some consensus. So my plan to go to Congress is not to lecture anybody or say have a strong, hey, this is my plan, this is the best. No, it's I want to tell stories. I want to share experiences. Say your policy by doing this, you're going to hurt people, not just people on the right, but people also on the left. It's going to hurt your future generation. You're going to hurt your kids. It's going to hurt your
everyone.
Future kids, right?
Yeah.
Your grandkids.
Yeah.
So if they realize that, I think they will probably come back to the center. In fact, I actually enjoy many people on the left when they talk logically and then just not without emotion. I'm not a far right person. I think if you just talk logically, I think we have over 90% at least agreement, just only a few items.
That's true.
So just work on something that we agreed on and put something aside and let those things to be worked out. So I think that will be better instead of yelling to each other and then everything that because Republican or Democrat you always vote no. I don't think that's the way we should work.
Correct. Okay, so last question for you. What final message would you like to share with our viewers about your campaign and why they should support you and vote for you?
Yes, I meet many friends. For those of you who never voted, I ask you to get involved. Shame on you. The reason why is I have even pastors who were shouting, hey, we don't get involved in politics. So the question I ask them is, do you breathe air? Do you know the air you breathe is actually controlled by politics? You heard of AQMD, right?
Yeah.
How about your thinking, your thoughts? What your kids read in school? We'll talk about that.
Yes.
Your TV.
Yeah.
You're thinking, who decides that?
Yes.
How about your wallet?
Yes.
So if every aspect of your life is controlled by politics, how can you not get involved?
Correct.
So if you don't get involved, even if you cannot vote, you can voice your opinion because you're the boss. You're the boss. So do get involved. Remember, the first time I ran for office, I only won by 32 votes.
Yeah.
So every vote counts. So get involved.
That's true. Every vote counts.
Yes.
And this is what we're trying now to educate our viewers so they can go and vote for whoever candidate they really like. Yeah.
And vote for the best interest. Don't because it's a certain party you will vote, but vote for the best person you think you can do the job.
Yeah. So like when you said vote for the best person, like if you imagine you're in my situation and I want to vote, how you choose your...
Vote for me. Vote for people with the track record.
Yeah.
So I'm a very open book. You just Google me, Eric Ching for Congress. You can even go to my website, ericchingforcongress.com. You can actually find many of my stories that I help people.
You have great stories.
Yes. In fact, we see many tragedies on newspaper. I was behind the scenes helping them, quite a few big cases.
Oh, okay.
So just search me out and ask people around me, ask people in my city around me or surrounding cities.
Yeah.
You'll find out who I am.
Thank you, Eric. It was a great interview with you today. And thank you for sharing your vision with us today. And we wish you the best of luck in your campaign.
Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. شكرا أعزائي المشاهدين، ودي كان حلقة جديدة من حلقات مصدر ثقة الخاصة عن الانتخابات الأمريكية 2024. كان معانا النهاردة إيريك، وزي ما قلنا السيتي اللي هو مرشح نفسه عنها، ويا ريت تخشوا تشوفوا الويب سايت بتاعه وتقروا تاني عنه، ويا ريت يكون الحلقة النهاردة فادتكم فعلا. نتمنى ان احنا فعلا نكون بنعمل حاجة تفيد كل اللي بيتفرجوا علينا. Thank you so much and استنونا وحلقة جديدة من حلقات برنامجكم مصدر ثقة.